There we got that tree in the pond. Now, slowly, it'll start floating down to the other end, and then we'll choke it up with the tractor and bring it to the yard. Otherwise, a log that long, I can't turn around the tight corners by the dam of this pond. So we've done this in the past. It works really well in the morning. As long as it doesn't get hung up, which they usually don't, it'll be on the other end of the pond. Might have to grab the canoe and manipulate them a little bit and push them over to where we collect them on the one edge. But that one, I don't know how long it's going to be cut. That's why I left it in the full length. But that's going to be my ridge beam. I shouldn't say ridge beam, the eave beam that's going, all the rafters are going to tie into. So it's going to have to be at least 24 feet long. So now I need about 6 or 7 20-footers. Well, we got 4 trees in the water, and they're all so long that they're spanning the length of the pond. So I gotta just push the ends to get them kicked to the side. Then they'll start floating down. And then hopefully in the morning, they'll be at the end. Like I say, we've done it in the past. We've done over probably 20 now like that. And sure enough, in the morning, about 80% of them will be at the end of the pond. Some of them will have gotten hung up on the sides. You just got to push it off again and then just wait. So that's what I'll do now. Well, 2 things. These logs are too long, so they didn't float down, and now I have to paddle them down with the canoe. And I don't have any paddles for some reason, because we just went canoe camping. Apparently I didn't bring those back here. So now I just have a kayak paddle.
And where did the rest of the logs go?
And the rest of the logs, blocked by this big one, the wind blew them all on the other end of the pond. So this did not work out at all like I thought it was going to. And it's happened before. So the other ones that we did float down were smaller logs, but these ones are the width of the pond, so they got hung up. And apparently the pond isn't draining as fast as it usually does, so the wind overcame the way the pond drains and pushed all the other logs the other way.
It's a quarter mile long pond.
Hey, it worked. We were stripping the bark off the trees, and the wind was blowing this direction, and we had a bunch of water from a ton of rain we've had recently. The pond was clogged up, so we unclogged the culverts. And between the wind and the whatever you want to call it, the flow, current, we put that log in about, what, an hour ago?
Not even.
Yeah, not even an hour ago, and it made its way halfway across the pond, so that's good to know. So we can cut the other ones and drop them in the water again.
Now that they're streamlining.
So we took all the bark off, and that's what I want to happen. We also took out the beaver's got a dam right here, so I took part of that out to help with the flow. The only bad thing is the rest of the logs are about 24 feet long, which is about the width of the pond. So they'll get caught up on the sides. So what I have to do is figure out the measurements I'm going to use and then buck those up, then drop them in the pond. Because I cut those trees long because I wasn't sure where I would use them. but I'll have to figure it out to cut them to length so I can shorten them up a bit before I drop them in the pond. All right, we're done. Took us about an hour and a half to strip 4 logs that size, which are all about, I'd say, I don't know, 35, 40 feet long. So out of those, we should have enough to build the lean-to off the barn with what I already have cut, and I already have the posts in. And we also should have quite a bit of wood to build a small woodshed that I want to do too. So we might have a third of that wood too. Just like a 8x12 small woodshed by our pond cabin. We still got to cut a lot more though, because we're going to build a four-car garage out of Tamarack trees. So that won't be happening this year though. That'll be 2 years out probably. So, all right, good day's work. We got these logs in the water. You see that one's already floating down, these two. These ones got caught up. I'd have to come in here with the canoe and get that one from underneath the other log. But they're starting to drift down. So we'll go put the last 2 in the water, get cleaned up, sit in the pond cabin and watch them float by. Well, 3 logs have made it down so far. That's the second one, third. There's one over there. And there's one making its way now. And the rest are around the bend. So hopefully in the morning, they'll all be at this end. Then I can just take the canoe out and kind of guide them toward the shore, and we can pull them out with the tractor. And I got to show you the bumper crop of blueberries that are starting. There is going to be a lot of them. And then some blueberries are black. Come over here. All of these are blueberries. And then if we walk over here, that's just right by the pond cabin here. We have them on the other side of the pond here, and they're everywhere. We have tons of blueberries. I found something in the pond, and yeah, not good. I'll show you what it is. When I saw it, I thought to myself, I think that's what I think it is. And then I got in the canoe and I went over there, and sure enough, it was what I thought it was. And I killed it. Let's see here if I can I can't touch it. Stay. That's what it is right there. That bug. I saw one when I was a kid. I never knew they existed until I saw it in a puddle. and it's some type of I think it's called a fish-eating minnow or something like, or a minnow-eating beetle or something like that. Anyway, look how big this thing is. And it can fly, and it can swim, and it can dive underwater, and it eats minnows. And that's how big it is on my hand. You know, it's got to be 3 inches long or more. And I can tell you right now, with 100% certainty, I would rather be chased by an adult rabid bear than have that thing brush against me if I'm in the pond swimming. So I don't know if I can swim in the pond anymore. I don't like bugs. Like millipedes and centipedes, anything spawned from Satan, and that thing right there is most definitely, you know, Satan's right-hand man. Yeah. So if that, I don't know, man. If that thing brushes against me, I will freak out. Like on a level, whew, which you haven't seen before. So I had to hit it with a paddle many times, just bludgeon it. Large, massive swings with the paddle. It finally died. And I was able to wrestle it on shore. But, whew, not cool, man. I don't like that thing. Damn it. Anyway, all the logs, that's the last one, have floated here. Of course, they're on the wrong side. We got to get them on the other side so I can get at them with the tractor. So I got to just get in here with the canoe and start pushing them so they end up on this corner by the man-eating bug over there, which I'll have to put in a fire because I think that's the only way they're truly dead, is their soul has to be consumed by fire. So once I do that, then I can get all these logs over here, and I think I'm just going to take the grapple and a strap, wrap them around the logs, and then just back up and pull them out that way, because I don't want to have to re-switch my implement. Kind of lazy. I don't want to swap it out for the log winch. So that is the plan.
What you doing, Bruin?
All right, we got them all landed. We just got to get them back to the cabin area. Well, now we just got to choke up these logs and bring them to our little landing area so we can start building with them. we'll just be real careful.
Stop!
All right, we got this up. That butt end, the bigger end, because I'm spanning 16 feet there in case I ever buy a sawmill, I can have a 16-foot sawmill and load the logs through here, and the sawmill can be underneath the lean-to. So anyway, the largest end of the log is obviously spanning the largest span, which is 16 feet. And this log has a little bit of a bend to it, which was good because this middle post was out a little bit, so I wanted that bend. The problem is when you lift it up, you're not lifting it up the correct way for the bend to rest on the log. So we had a problem with that. It was high-ended in the middle. So we had to figure out how we were going to do this without having this end fall off, because nothing's secured. I just have some braces. And my wife came up with the idea of chokering it around the log in a certain way, so when you tighten up, it'll twist it. So, and it worked. So now it's resting on all three logs.
Good
so this
job.
is a 25-foot, let's just call it a tree. I don't know how much it would weigh, probably 800 pounds, I would imagine. So dangerous, but we got it up with the tractor. I don't know how else we would have done it. So now we're just going to put a couple more braces in it, and then I'll have to put some really big log screws in there.
All alive.
I gotta get this post level. I put a nail in the center there, but it's over here, so I gotta knock this log that way. So I didn't want to put a dent in the log, so I put this board in here. And actually, there's no real weight on there, is there?
I think that's all you're gonna get.
It's because the weight of that log isn't really on there.
It's the smallest little inchworm ever.